Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Saada binti Jagir Firdaus. My ID student is 2023126893 and I'm from HM245B1 group. For today's speech, I want to talk about stress management in the hospitality industry. Do you know about stress management in the hospitality industry? The reason why I choose this topic to deliver as a speech is because I want to reveal the way of management in the hospitality industry to overcome stress among employees. The organization pattern that I choose for my speech are cause and effect. Stress can be defined as the response the body makes it attempt to defend itself from either a real or an imagined threat. Normally, we are always faced with hassles, demands, disappointments, dissatisfaction, as well deadlines in our life. Stress management offers a range of strategies to help you better deal with stress and difficulty in your life. Managing stress can help you lead a more balanced and healthy life. Stress is an automatic physical, mental, and emotional response to a challenging event. It's a normal part of everyone's life. The cause of stress among employees in hospitality industry are organizational structure and climate. Organizational structure and climate may limit employee autonomy. They may feel little control over their work. They also feel their job is very boring and challenging. This can be contribute to job dissatisfaction. Besides that, time constraints are also a cause of stress among employees in the hospitality industry. Organizations that reduce the number of employees or fire employees will put direct pressure on employees. Workers are forced to do a lot of work in limited time and resource. This can have a bad effect on health and change the attitude or behavior of employees. Next, we go to the effect of stress management in hospitality industry. The effect of stress management in hospitality industry are employees will be more motivated and enthusiastic to work. For example, if employees are involved in solving organizational problems, they will have the opportunity to share their views on an issue. They can talk about what stress is and how to solve it. They will work more calmly if they don't hide their feelings about something bad. This can prevent employees from feeling disturbed by the environment where they work. Besides that, the effect of stress management in hospitality industry are workers will have enough rest and time for themselves. If the manager reduces workload, employees will be able to go home at the appointed time and have time to be with their families. Employees will also be able to recharge by getting enough rest to work again the next day. This can prevent workers from expressing excessive fatigue and can improve their health. In addition, employees can do their work well without any complaints. The next part, I will show you a video that relates to stress management in the hospitality industry.
No matter how organized you are, as a manager, you'll likely experience stress, your own or that of others, at some point in time in your career. In this course, we discuss tactics for dealing with stress in management. Formally defined, stress is an individual's physiological and emotional response to external stimuli that place physical or psychological demands on the individual and create uncertainty and lack of personal control where important outcomes are at stake. These stimuli, called stressors, produce some combination of frustration, the inability to achieve a goal, such as the inability to meet a deadline because of inadequate resources, and anxiety, such as the fear of being displaced or not meeting deadlines. Stress levels have gone up in many organizations in recent years. The number of employees who are irritable, insulting, or discourteous has grown, as people are coping with stress of job uncertainty, overwhelming debt, tighter access to credit, and increased workload due to downsizing. In one survey, nearly half of U.S. workers reported experiencing yelling and verbal abuse on the job, and another study found that 2 to 3% of people admit to pushing, slapping, or hitting someone at work. But stress isn't always negative. Without a certain amount of stress, we would be complacent and accomplish little. A certain level of stress challenges you to increase your focus, alertness, efficiency, and productivity. At that point, however, things go downhill quickly, and stress compromises your job performance and relationships, even your health. In the United States, an estimated 1 million people each day don't show up for work because of stress. Managers can better cope with their own stress and establish ways for the organization to help employees cope if they understand the conditions that tend to produce work stress. In terms of more typical everyday work stressors, one approach is to think about the stress caused by the demands of job tasks and stress caused by interpersonal pressures and conflicts. Task demands and interpersonal demands. Task demands are stressors arising from the tasks required of a person holding a particular job. Some kinds of decisions are inherently stressful, those made under time pressure that have serious consequences or are made with incomplete information. Jobs in which people have to deal with irate customers can also be highly stressful. Almost all jobs, especially those of managers, have some level of stress associated with task demands. Task demands also sometimes cause stress because of role ambiguity, which means that people are unclear about task behaviors that are expected of them. In a survey from the American Psychological Association, 35% of respondents cited unclear job expectations as a cause of their workplace stress. Interpersonal demands are stressors associated with relationships in the organization. Although interpersonal relationships can alleviate stress, in some cases, there also can be a source of stress when a group puts pressure on an individual or when conflicts arise between individuals. Role conflict occurs when an individual perceives incompatible demands from others. Managers often feel role conflict because the demands of their supervisors conflict with those of their employees in the department. They may be expected to support employees and provide them with opportunities to experiment and be creative, while at the same time top executives are demanding a consistent level of output that leaves little time for creativity and experimentation. Organizations that want to challenge their employees to stay competitive will never be stress-free, but healthy workplaces promote the physical and emotional well-beings of their employees. The first tactic is prevention. Seek and destroy the key sources of stress. A recent study found that the most beneficial stress management competency is prevention. None of us can eliminate all potential sources of stress in our lives, but we can avoid some of them and manage others. You can also find meaning and support. You are much more likely to experience ill effects of stress if you're working in a job that has no meaning for you and if you feel left alone. The buffering hypothesis says that a perceived high degree of social support from family and friends protects one from the potentially adverse effects of stressful events. Finally, find work-life balance. One study found that a lack of work-life balance was the #1 predictor of high levels of unhealthy stress. Managers should always remember that employees are human resources with human needs. By acknowledging the personal aspect of employees' lives, these various initiatives communicate that managers and the organization care about employees. In addition, managers' attitudes make a tremendous difference in whether employees are stressed out and unhappy or relaxed, energetic, and productive.
As a result, most managers choose to overwork employees with a view of satisfying their customer as well as maximizing the value and quality of the service offered by the firm. However, it may be important for management to plan ways to control and prevent stress and its cause in an effort to improve overall performance. I hope this information is helpful. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.